Greetings, Eric Kamen here with the Joy of Homesteading. Just an update to my clover mixed in with my onions here. So this bed is really just filled out. The onions are getting tall. You know, these beds are looking good. There's a few weeds in here, but not much. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going through and I'm just ripping out the clover by hand, putting it back down on the soil as a mulch. And that's going to release the nitrogen down into the soil, feed the microbes in the soil, and really help these onions take off. I'm gonna see if I can pull one out by the roots. Man, I can't. So I've been just coming in here and just ripping out this stuff. You know, usually you don't get the roots with it. Here's one. It's got the roots. It did come out right here. And if you look very carefully, you see those little balls on it? Those are the nitrogen fixing bacteria on the balls of the roots. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna rip all this clover up, throw it back down. That's not gonna kill it. That's like giving it a haircut. And that's going to feed our soil life and really help to start the cycles of, you know, decomposition, building organic matter down into the soil. Here is a good example. I wonder if I can focus on that better. There it is. A good example of the nitrogen fixing nodules on the roots of this clover that I'm tearing out of my garden bed here. So that's the bacteria that forms a relationship, these little balls, with the plant and puts nitrogen from the air into the soil. So I'm going through here and I am ripping the clover up, throwing it down. That's going to add the nitrogen that the onions need to grow well. And that's really going to start to add organic matter to the soil. Here's another thing about your garden and the weeds that grow around it. They're an indicator of what's in the soil, the mineral profile of the soil, and you know how to balance that out right. So we never had mare's tail growing before in this area till I put these garden beds in and then filled them up with soil from somewhere else. So I'm thinking these are probably germinating because of a condition in the soil. So you can take all the weeds. So we chopped and dropped all that clover in there. You can take all these weeds too, clip them off like there's no seeds in them. They're not going to do anything. You start adding those in between your plants. More mulch, more weed suppression, but it's actually adding the minerals that this soil needs. So just throwing it right in there in between all my onions. All that stuff's going to decompose, it's going to rot, it's going to help the soil build organic matter, which is critical, but it's going to put back nutrients that this soil needs. These are generated in response to a deficiency in the soil, mineral wise, or a condition of the soil that the weeds can fix. People tend to hate weeds. Weeds are just hard-working immigrants that are here to help you build healthy soil. Check these weeds out. I just set these beds up over here. Look at this one. This is a weed. People hate that. The term weed, look at this. Let me pull this out. This is a wild amaranth. This is called red root amaranth. Sometimes they call it like pig root or pigweed amaranth. It grows easily here. So guess what? There are amaranths that you can plant that are more productive than this one. This is edible. All amaranths are edible. But there are amaranths that are a grain crop, and there are amaranths that are a leaf crop. And the leaf crop amaranths, they are actually like a super vitamin pill. But that's an indication that if I pull this out and I plant amaranth here, it's going to do very well because I can see it. There's amaranth right there. This isn't the amaranth that people have cultured, but this is amaranth that is natural to here. So if I plant amaranth, I know it's gonna work because there is a weed here. Identify the weeds around, use them to build fertility, and then use them to indicate what plants might grow good in your area. It's kind of an interesting concept, but it works. That's how nature works. If you like this kind of thing, hit the like button, and we'll catch you later.